So when you figure out your creative thinking style, like I said, it tells you how your mind works, how creativity flows through you, how you approach problem solving. It can help you to understand what makes the most sense when it comes to your business, what direction to take it in. It can help you to create content that makes sense for who you are and how you're built. And that goes down to even what kind of platforms you should be on. And one of my favorite aspects of learning your creative thinking style is that it also helps you to understand the flow of how the ideas come to you and how you can take those ideas, capture them, and turn them into expressions of that. And when I say expressions, I mean content, I mean offers. I mean, when you speak to people, when you show up in person and you're talking about your business and what you do, how you show up in a team, where your strengths are, how literally how it works, what's going on up here. It helps give you language so that you can understand it and you can really harness it and use it to your advantage. And so when you take the quiz, you get those results, and then the protocol is what is next, because a protocol helps you to put some steps and some action behind what you just learned. So remember earlier I said that it tells you why you procrastinate, what gets you stuck, why you might be struggling with the start and stop situation. And it helps you to understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because a lot of times when we are stuck or when we feel stuck, it's because there's a disconnect in what it is that we're doing, or what we're trying to convey doesn't necessarily come across in what we're doing or what we're saying, how we're showing up. Or we start to go back into doubting what we're doing and questioning, okay, I like this idea, I feel excited about this, but should I do this? There's a lot of different reasons why, and a lot of that can be explained by your creative thinking style. And so I gave the example of mine. My creative thinking style is inspirational. That's my dominant style. And I am a systems thinker, which is my secondary one. So, as an inspirational thinker, ideas come to me in sparks. I am not a machine. When it comes to ideas, any great idea I have, things that excite me and really light me up, they come to me in moments of inspiration. So, when I'm going on a walk, when I'm journaling, when I'm showering, I'm watching TV, I get like these bursts of inspiration, these sparks, and that is what fuels what I do and what direction I go in. Sometimes it even influences what outfit I choose to wear that day. And when it works, it works. But the thing that makes it unreliable at times is that you can't be consistent if your only ideas are coming from sparks. Like, I need to be able to create a system for myself where I'm not forcing myself to be an idea generator and to be this person who's constantly coming up with concepts, but I'm learning how to capture what I do have and learning how to stretch it, learning how to repurpose it, learning how to create systems where when I get an idea, I'm documenting that idea. I'm figuring out how to turn that idea into an offer, into content, into whatever it is that comes to my mind. And so by doing that and understanding that, my systems thinker starts to kick in, because now I can create a system for myself. I create frameworks where now when I get the inspiration, I get the ideas, I can just put it out. And I always have ideas. Literally on my phone, I can show y'all on my phone, my notes app, that's like my first go to. And that's a system that I created for myself initially because I was starting to feel fatigued with how do I show up every day? What do I post today? Like, it was really starting to get to me. And so learning that and understanding that, that now gives me a system and a flow where I have been able to create consistently for weeks now, honestly, for months, because I'm using my creative thinking style and I'm learning how I can take the ideas, or I'm learning that I need to make some time for myself in the mornings, or I need to set aside time to go outside and just take a break. Or when an idea comes to me, document it immediately. Now I'm thinking like that. So I always have a reserve. I always have something there that I can refer to create content. And because I do that, it's like I have so much material to work with now. I have so much that I can use, and I'm able to show up consistently. And because I was a person who for a long time felt like I wasn't consistent. I couldn't show up. I couldn't do this. I couldn't be disciplined enough to show up and do what I needed to do to be a responsible entrepreneur, to be able to gain the traction and momentum. I felt like that for such a long time about myself. And learning this and understanding it has shown me that it wasn't me that was the problem. Like, it was me, but it wasn't me at the same time, because learning the system that works for my brain, that works for me, allowed me to restructure not just my content style, but my business, so that it now is in alignment with how I operate and how I flow. And I've been able to knock it out the park. And so the protocol gives you 30 days. It breaks it up into weeks, and each week you focus on different things. So there's one week where you're talking about procrastination and what that flow looks like, and it's customized based on your creative thinking style. So if you are an inspirational thinker, you have a path. If your dominant one is systems thinking, you have a path. And each one, each week, kind of builds on itself, so that you're going from idea to execution much more smoothly. And so when I was telling her that, I was explaining it to her, what came to her mind was, oh, wait a minute. That sounds like you're talking to me. And I was like, honestly, when you told me what you were struggling with, what your challenges were, I felt like I definitely was talking to you too. And it was cool to be able to express that to her and explain it in a way where it really like resonated with her and she could connect to it. And I brought this up to share, one, that like the group, I love being able to be connected to my people. Like, literally, there's already two people in the group who I know we're going to be working together. Like, I just know it. And one of the people, the person who was asking me about the protocol, actually told me to use her as a case study, you as market research. And so I was like, well, bet, like, I'll definitely take you up on that offer, because I love to be able to see how all of this work and this research and this studying, understanding that I've done, not tried, that I've done to understand how people operate, being able to do all this work and seeing that I was creating something that people needed and that was missing, has been really, really exciting to see. And so that being the quiz, the people who have purchased the protocol, they are all seeing how even if it's not new to them, it's helping them to see how they have been designing things and operating, functioning within a system that was not designed for them, which they probably also knew as well. But now it shows you what it looks like to create one that is. And that's what understanding this has been able to do for so many people, and to show you your problem was never consistency. Your problem was never discipline. That was never the issue that you had. It was not knowing how your mind works, what you need to focus on and lean into as your strengths, and what you need to support you, and how that works. And also having the freedom to do things that don't follow the status quo, things that aren't the typical rules, or the rules and the standards that are perpetuated, when in reality, who made these rules and why do I have to follow them?